Hello again everybody, this is Gusto and I have another review today. And I think today we're going to take a step back in time. We're going to review an older ration today, and that ration will be the Food Packet Long Range Patrol Spaghetti with Meat Sauce, menu number 3. And this one is packaged by Seal Bag Company, and if you've seen my other LRP review from this same company, it turned out to be a late 70s era ration. After Seal Bag, there came Cadillac Foods that packaged the Long Range Patrol rations, and then there was Right Away Foods that packaged them after that. Then the packaging company was moved to Warnick. So I think this is going to be a late 70s era spaghetti with meat sauce. So there's no external date codes, as you can see on the package. It's this kind of green plastic, feels about the same, maybe a little bit thinner than the modern MREs. There's no external date code or any marking that hints at the age. It's basically a green plastic with repeating text down the length of it, and hopefully there'll be some date codes on the inside to give us an idea how old this thing is. Alright, so there's no peelable seal or anything like that, no way to open this, there's no tear notch or anything like you see in some of the 80s era rations, so we'll go ahead and cut it open from the back side. Alright, so there's your contents. It doesn't smell foul on the inside, so that's good. Here's the main item, which is packaged in a vacuum pouch on the inside of a cardboard liner to prevent pinholing. Inside there is one toilet paper. And then there is the entree, spaghetti with meat sauce. And you can see this is packaged by the Right Away Food Company, or RAFCO. As far as dates, I don't see one. No, there's a spoon. Do not see a date code anywhere on here. And these things are typically packaged in a vacuum pouch, and then it has a clear plastic rehydration pouch on the inside. So to that rehydration pouch, you'll add 13 ounces of hot water and let it sit for a while. You can look on here, you can see the ingredients. Again, as is typical with freeze-dried rations, you get the pure ingredients, not a whole lot of preservatives because the freeze-drying process does the preservation itself. So this package seems to be intact. There's no air inside it. It's like a brick. So with food this old, that's encouraging that it may have stood the test of time. So we'll see. Also inside the pack is your accessory packet. And this is packet number 3, and it says that it contains chocolate bars, matches, coffee, cream, and sugar. As far as date codes, I don't see one, so your guess is as good as mine as far as dates so far. Let's go ahead and open this up, see if we have any clues on the inside of that. Alright. These chocolate discs smell nice and foul, very, very sour smelling. So if you can't read the writing, it says candy chocolate disc with toffee enriched sweet. There's 2 of them. They both smell pretty bad. I'm not excited about tasting those. They smell very rancid. Alright, here's the cream substitute, matches, coffee instant type 1, style 1, composition 2. There's 2 of those. And 1 sugar. The paper is really oily, and that's probably from that chocolate that's gone bad. So I think the coffee may be really the only clue as far as the age of this thing. I don't know the dates of the different coffee compositions, but there's some of you out there that may be able to help me. Steve1989 can usually identify time period based on the coffee, so I'll ask for your help a little bit there. But I'm guessing the fact that it was a Seal Bag Company with an entree packaged by Right Away Foods is going to be late 70s. So let's start reconstituting the spaghetti and get everything else out onto a tray. So for the main entree, the spaghetti with meat sauce, let's go ahead and open that outer packaging, see if we can hear a good hiss here. Not much yet. Didn't hear much of a vacuum hiss. Doesn't smell like anything, so still kind of hopeful. It's a little bit oily on the inside of the pack. Alright. So here's the entree. Alright, so there you go. see the bits of noodles and the meat sauce in there. Doesn't smell bad. Actually, it doesn't smell like anything, so that's encouraging. Freeze-dried food shouldn't smell like anything. Alright, so we'll add some hot water to that. Give it a stir. Be sure to stir up all the corners because that's where you get dry bits if you don't mix that well. Still has some dry spots, so I'm just going to add a little bit more water before I close it up. There's no closure device on the entree bag. Usually there's a card with a hole in it that you can stick the bag through that kind of holds it closed, so I'm just going to kind of twist it, stick it back inside the outer packaging. Hopefully that can keep it warm. That's not going to fit. Oh well, I'll just set it aside over here. There we go. Actually starting to pick up some tomato scent to that, so it doesn't smell bad. Alright, so as far as the chocolate disc, like I said, these are really oily on the surface. The chocolate has probably oxidized and degraded pretty significantly. We'll go ahead and open it up and look at it. Yeah, that looks bad. Yeah, that's funky. Yeah, so you see how all the oils have come to the surface and oxidized. It's kind of separated. It's really nasty smelling. I am not going to take a bite of this, but I'll show you what it looks like. There you go. And the only other thing that comes in this ration is a couple of coffees, so let's go ahead and make one of those up. Again, this is Coffee Instant Type 1, Style 1, Composition 2. Again, I don't know what those mean or what dates they were produced between, so that, like I said, that may be the clue about how old this thing is. So the older coffees were not freeze-dried crystals, they're actually spray-dried, so you have this really fine powder. I don't know if you can see that in there, but I'll pour it up here so you can tell. So it's a very fine powder. There you go. Modern coffee is a chunkier crystal. Some of the packets actually include Taster's Choice coffee crystals, so that's pretty much what the modern coffee looks like. But the older ones was sprayed into a fine mist and then dried. That's why you get that really fine powder. This does come with a sugar also. You can see how oily and kind of translucent the packaging is because of the oils from that chocolate. But the sugar inside feels okay. It's not clumpy or anything. Go ahead and add that to the coffee. This also comes with a cream substitute, and these are going to be hydrogenated oils and vegetable products like modern coffee creamers, non-dairy creamers. I'll go ahead and try it. So you see how the paper is separating from the inside foil. It's just the packaging showing its age, but the foil seems to be intact. Alright, so there's the cream substitute, and like the sugar, it seems to be, it's not clumpy or chunky or anything like that, so I'll give it a shot. Let's give that a good stir. I do have a chocolate disc from another ration that was in a little bit better shape. I think this was from the other 70s era LRP that I opened, and that other chocolate disc was in pretty good shape, so I figured I'd show the extra that I had just for comparison so you can see what they look like in better condition. So this chocolate is, if I remember correctly, was in pretty good shape, wasn't too sour, wasn't too bitter or anything like that. Has a pretty good consistency, and if you break it in half you can kind of see the little toffee bits in there. So I'll taste this one just to kind of describe it again, but I'm not going to touch that one, it really smells bad. While I'm waiting for the entree to heat up, I will also let you know that I did open a Facebook profile for RC Gusto ration review, so head on over there and join me there as well. Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes. The directions on the packaging say to let it reconstitute for 5 minutes. I let it go a little bit longer while I was opening all this stuff up, but let's take a look. So it's still nice and hot. There's what it looks like reconstituted. Smells like school cafeteria spaghetti and meat sauce. So let's get this on the tray and give it a shot. Alright, so there's your brick of spaghetti. Anyway, so it actually makes quite a bit of food once it's all reconstituted. I'll get you some close-ups. So what you can see is that the pasta is chopped up into pretty small bits. You can kind of see some meat elements in that sauce. The sauce is kind of brown. And you can pick up some tomato scent, some spices, and maybe some like oregano and kind of Italian seasoning kind of scent to it. Nothing smells bad. It smells, like I said, like school cafeteria spaghetti. Without further ado, let's give this stuff a taste. And we'll go ahead and start with the main entree. Let's get some pasta and some meat there. Alright, so again, there's the detail up close. Yeah, that tastes okay. You can actually feel the different textures in your mouth. You can feel the meat. It's all well reconstituted, really no dry spots that I can tell. Really strong tomato flavor, but you can pick up the savory beef flavor there too. The noodles, very small, pretty soft, and overall kind of mushy as far as texture goes, but pretty good flavor. And it's not that surprising, you know, when they're stored properly. Freeze-dried foods can last for a really long time, and this seems to have held up fairly well. Alright, it's pretty good. As far as the rest of the ration, there's not much else except for the chocolate discs, and the ones that came with it are pretty foul. I'm not really going to venture into the ones that came with it, but I will eat this one, which is the same item from a ration pack that was in a little bit better shape. So you can see the texture there. This one doesn't smell too sour at all, and you see little toffee bits in there. Take a little bite. And overall it's pretty waxy in texture. You can taste a little bit of the toffee flavor, but the chocolate, you know, it's really old and it's not that good. Overall it's just kind of waxy and fairly flavorless. And for the coffee, it's pretty old, so I'm expecting it to be pretty bitter, but is, you know, mixed up just fine. No clumps or anything like that left in there. That's actually not bad. Not too bitter at all. Actually has a pretty good flavor to it. Some of these can be really acidic. This one's really not. It's not bad at all. Alright, so nice little history lesson here. Really old food. The freeze-dried ration, like I said, they usually hold up pretty well if the seal on the bag is well maintained and the vacuum is intact. They can last for a long, long time. But what I'm hoping to do is I've got long-range patrol rations from a couple different eras. I have some of these late 70s, early 80s ones that I'd like to compare with more modern ones. I'll also have some 1998 long-range patrol rations, and then the modern around 2013 long-range patrol rations as well. And I'm going to kind of do a comparison of the same meal from different eras, just to kind of show you what they look like in comparison from old meals to newer meals. So stay tuned for those. Got a whole lot of those to do. So I've been a little bit slow on getting videos out. I apologize for that, but I will try to continue to provide good content for you. So I appreciate every one of you coming out to watch my videos, and thank you to all of the MRE review community for supporting me and helping me out, helping me find some of these things. They're a little bit harder to find. So thank you to all my friends in that community, as well as the community on MREinfo.com. So head on over there for a lot of great information. Everybody on there is very helpful and informative. So thank you all again. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.